A loss of $7,185. That's our trading result in our commodity and futures trading according to COT data in week 7. Hello and welcome to Insider Week. My name is Max Scholz and in this video I'm going to show our trades in this week and the related results. Before discussing the trades, let's have a look at our equity curve. Since week 50 in 2020 we didn't make any gains. Our equity was flat and in the last 2 weeks we had negative results. The reason is strong trends in commodities. We are trading according to COT data, and this strategy, since that time, delivered no reliable results to trade on. We cleared our mind about this, and there's basically two alternatives that one could act on. First of all, one could do everything correct, like we did until 2 weeks ago, and the equity curve would remain flat. Secondly, one could try to trade according to COT data, and then losses might occur, like in the last 2 weeks occurred for us, and then the equity curve goes down a bit. For us, equity went down 4.2%, and we are officially in a drawdown. So, how to behave? And we know how to behave because we've been in a drawdown for a couple of times in the past. Drawdowns are part of trading, and that's as sure as can be. And as soon as somebody treats trading as a business, drawdowns are common. But one needs to know how to behave in a drawdown. And a while ago, we've made a webinar about this topic. Type in drawdown here to find the right article. Here you have the option to either listen to our podcast or watch the video. Alternatively, you can search for the video on our YouTube channel, and we released that video about 1 year ago. The original one is about 55 minutes, and the director's cut is about 41 minutes, where we have cut out all unnecessary breaks that are not topic relevant, and one can choose which video to watch. One basically needs to know how to behave in a drawdown, and thus one needs to be prepared, and our webinar will support you in this. Let's have a look at the trades that we've made in week 7. And we started week 7, and basically we ended week 6 with a portfolio where we had only one position in natural gas, being a long contract. Here we were slightly in the loss with $300. Let's have a look at the weekly chart of natural gas. That's our first trade. We received a buy signal and we traded it. We can see that there has been an uptrend, and we traded in the weekly trend direction. And at the moment, we have just very, very few signals in the weekly trend direction, because in the commodities at the moment, we have super trends. We have super trends in grains, in metals, and in the energy sector. So we receive very few signals in weekly trend direction. And thus we have been very happy about this signal. On the daily chart, you can see that we've waited for the right timing. After a couple of days, we exited the trade and had a gain of $1,740. The next trade that we are going to discuss is Mexican peso, which is our lost trade. And as we can see, we traded this trade also in the weekly trend direction. And since last year, this market only moved up. On the daily chart, we waited for the right timing. We received our pattern, we made an order for a long entry, and as you can see, we have been stopped out at $8,925 as a loss on our main account. On our small account, we made a loss of $600. As a reminder, we are trading a small account because we are supporting the traders in our trading group that trade a small account by showing them how we trade a small account. In the end, our setup was well chosen. There were no mistakes made here. We got the wrong timing here, which can happen. Losses are part of trading and there's no need to adjust anything. All went according to our rules, we had the risk in mind, and we put this trade behind ourselves and move on. We are closing this week with an empty portfolio. We have a look at CRB index at the next slide. We received wrong data from Trade Navigator because we can see that the price moves sideways here, and that's basically not the reality. On TradingView, for example, we can see a different picture. And thus, we are looking at CRY. And CRY is a commodity index, and that can be used in addition to CRB index or as an alternative. And we can see that CRY is increasing in price. And that basically means that commodity prices are increasing in total. And currently, as already mentioned, we are in a super trend. And trading according to COT data in such a super trend has its limits. It's important to make some changes and adjust according to the situation. We have made that, and we made our analysis of the past data. And in the best case, one stays flat with regards to the equity curve. That means that one shouldn't make any trades against the super trend, or one can also adjust and look at COT data from a different angle and analyze it differently. We've done our work, we've conducted our analysis, and we gathered some new knowledge. And we will discuss this on Monday evening in our coaching webinar. Be part of that. It's very interesting, and for us, it's very motivating to go further, to analyze further, and to develop our strategy further and adjust it to such a super trend. And we will integrate our new knowledge and apply it from next week on in our trading group. A few words on the champion account. The experience from the champion account helps us in adjusting the COT strategy, because here super trends don't affect us negatively. On the contrary, we are currently making good money here. We started in the first week of November, and now we are facing almost double our starting capital. That is an extremely strong result. And that's because our champion strategy can actually handle such periods very well. We made total gains of $3,389 in gains, and that's because of our trades from last week. Here you can quickly see how the equity curve looks like. And here are the two open positions that I've shown you last week. We were long one contract in heating oil and short one contract in coffee, and already well in the win at the beginning of last week. We made a trade in heating oil, which led to a very good result. And we made a couple of trades in coffee. And it's all about our last trade here, which we've closed with a gain. And the next super trade is about to come. We are currently long 7 contracts in sugar, where we're facing $8,000 in accounting profits, and we don't want to give that away anymore. And if the trend continues, we are almost facing double our starting capital. And that is a huge result if one remembers that we've started the strategy at November 1st. If you want to know more about our strategies, you can fill in the formula for an information conversation at www.insider-week.de. That's already it. As I mentioned in the beginning, we are currently in a drawdown. And that can be really motivating to develop further, to expand your own horizon and adjust to a new situation. Please watch the drawdown webinar that I've shown in the beginning, because it's really important to have these things in mind during a drawdown. And I'm really highly recommending to watch this video. For now, goodbye. Until next week. We see each other as always for our next trading results video. And I wish you all good preparation for the trading week. And as always, be aware of the risk. The risk management is the key to success in trading.